Howdy, howdy, everyone. Welcome back to our Cold Steel 3 Let's Play.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Speaking of slow and steady, we are the Bittersweet Gamers.
That was not even trying, but I'm the opinionator.
I'm We Square.
All right. Finally, tomorrow, we get to explore Leeves. And presumably, well, we'll start doing something soon, but we are in the learn about where you are phase of the game. Highly important part of every Trails. And, you know, we want to treat the game with the respect that it deserves.
Yeah. That is a ringtone.
This ringtone, that's really frickin' annoying. I haven't heard this one before. This isn't the usual incoming call screen. Is someone sending me a file over the Orbital network? Is he getting, like, fished or something? Huh? This screen is round of 7.
It's the calling app all the other Class 7 members were using.
Hello, Rean. Can you hear me?
Elliot!
Elliot?
Oh, it worked! The connection went through. Just a sec. Let me turn the video on.
Look, this is actually pretty awesome.
It is!
Oh yeah, you were right. I didn't contradict you or
No,
anything.
I meant it is awesome.
Oh.
That's what I meant.
It is you.
You need a
Long time no
haircut.
see, Rean. Well, I guess it's only been a month since we last talked.
What? No, he looks good like this.
But it's been 4 whole months since I've seen your face.
Has it really been that long?
Rean, are you okay? You're not really coming through on the audio.
Wait, before all that, what's going on with my Arcus?
This was Prince Oliver's doing. He gave you your Arcus too, right? The special program we're using right now is called an app.
They're developing apps for the orbments now, huh? An app? Can you see my face too?
Yep, crystal clear. Did you get taller again?
Yeah, apparently.
Your birthday's coming up soon, right?
Oh yeah, next month. Nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia.
Congratulations on graduating, Rean. From the sound of it, there were a few issues, but I guess everything's all right now.
Yeah, thankfully. You graduated from your music academy just last month, too, right? Are you off on your debut tour now?
Yeah, I started earlier this month.
Awesome!
That's really cool. Poor Rean, it's like just getting caught up in all the military stuff.
Seeing how all of his friends have kind of advanced, where he's kind of still stuck behind.
Yeah, everyone in Class 7, original Class 7, is off doing the things that they needed to do to move forward, whereas Rean seems like he's kind of stuck in the past.
Stuck in Thors, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, that was the feeling that I got at the end of Cold Steel 2. It was really freaking sad. Everyone else is looking towards the future, even though that means they're all separating.
But he hasn't gotten over Crow.
And not just that, he hasn't figured out what it is that he wants, even though he was trying so hard to support all of his friends to help them find what they want. Just, it seems like Rean still is in kind of a sad place. But he's the main character. He can't get everything in his life resolved or the story's over, right?
Yeah.
I was hoping I'd be able to see you in person.
I really like this piece of music, by the way. The leitmotif is great.
I like how Elliot's on screen and we're talking about music.
Along with Machias, of course.
He told me his on-site job training at the Government Accountability Inspectorate started right after his graduation. Quite a place to start working in.
I can definitely see him going there.
Government accountability, huh?
I like the word inspectorate. No, that's really good. Like, it has nothing to do with partisanship, it's just combat, waste, fraud, and abuse.
But it's like he's putting himself in a position to go up against his dad.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried.
I think that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, yeah, I like to kick reformists in the pants, like I said. I want to kick everybody in the pants, it seems like.
No, not my pants!
At least in Erebonia, but, you know, in the other games, it seemed like the earlier you are, especially, the more Machia stuck to, like, the reformist party line.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, he grew as a person, got more experience, you know, did the whole, this is how Thors, like, this is what Thors is for.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, opened up to, like, a broader worldview without changing like his own actual perspective and preferences, like politically. But I appreciate that rather than just take what is fed to him, he is deciding to actually pursue his own ideals, perhaps, like as far as they're supposed to go.
Not taking everything at face value.
Yeah, and Machias is a brutally fair man, and so makes me happy, is all. I'm sure he'll be fine. I just hope he doesn't wear himself out chasing down injustice. Man, I'd like to catch up like this with everyone else, too. Preferably in person, so we can fulfill our promise.
That nebulous promise.
Oh, you remembered?
Probably to meet up again at a particular time.
A reunion.
That was the name of the chapter, Reunion.
That's true.
Of course I did. Not a day goes by where I don't think about it. Things are pretty hectic here at the Branch Campus, but sometimes it reminds me of when we were all together. I wonder if there's going to be a re-release of this game where they add more Rean voice lines. I'm not actually sure of the reason why it's done like this. I mean, you can say something about self-insert characters, which seems weird. I actually think it's because Koki, the Rean's Japanese voice actor, the dude's an A-lister and is really expensive. I think they were trying to save money.
Makes sense.
Falcom has always seemed to cast their characters based on, well, like certain types of anime.
Uh-huh.
For instance, Lloyd, the main character of the Crossbell games, was voiced by the fellow who voiced Simon, the main character of Gurren Lagann, only a few years after it came out, and like right after the movies came out. Lloyd has an older brother complex. His older brother passed away several years ago. This is a major point of the games. And his brother is voiced by the guy that voices Kamina from Gurren Lagann. This is not a coincidence. And so Cold Steel 1 came out after Gundam Unicorn was extremely popular, and Koki voices the main character, Banagher. So I suspect that has something to do with it.
Well, it is a school. Toa's also an instructor, right? Anyone else I know working there?
Oh yeah, get this. The principal is...
Yeah?
Blah, blah, blah. Well, and they continue talking into the night.
Okay.
Which is actually really awesome. Man, that is really nice to see.
Are we going to get one of these every night?
I mean, we're going to run into him eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Rean did not get, whatever Rean has not found, there are achievements he's made that he cares about, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that no matter what else, that's still there, and it doesn't go away. You know, the Crossbell games don't exactly have a happy ending. And Cold Steel 2 certainly doesn't have a happy ending.
That's true.
Amid all the morosity, it's actually really nice to see something nice, you know? Oh, it's only 9 a.m., huh? I bet most students are out and about for their club activities already. I should head out myself. We really talked up a storm last night. I can't believe Prince Oliver set up a communication network just for Class 7.
It's almost like he had it planned from the get-go.
As if he expected something from us. He's done so much for us. I can't thank him enough. All right. First off, I should check the streets by the station and talk to everyone that lives. My first free day as a teacher. Time to get started. So I know I occasionally have pointed this out about the music and the leitmotif. I don't remember the name of the music of the epilogue boss from Cold Steel 2, but it was the first time that this theme is heard. That trial, that shadow trial, the meaningless trial, it had like this strangely uplifting music to it and like sort of a theme to it. And the way I'm kind of looking at it is sort of like it's the theme of the future. Because, you know, right out, everybody already knew they were going to be splitting up and going their separate ways. It was the last thing they did together. And then a couple of times, like be it in the Leeves music or the Thors music, they actually, notes from the main refrain of that piece of music come in. And, that kind of makes me think that it really is like this, like the theme of the future. Now we're at the future, so that theme is in these places.
That's nice.
Whereas it sort of started with that last thing they did together. It reminds me of how in Cold Steel 1, the first time you hear in the Decisive Collision, which is the final boss battle with Crow music, it starts this main theme that then gets used in Blue Destination in Cold Steel 2, which is like the boss battle music for Crow. However, as the game starts out, the music is used exclusively for Crow, just like how it was with the Decisive Collision at CS1. But by the end of the game, Rean had appropriated the theme of Blue Destination. Like when you fight Rean and Altina as Lloyd and Risha, it's playing Blue Destination. So I'm wondering if that's actually going to come up. It's sort of like the theme of sadness or cynicism or attachment to the past. Like if it'll come up again, or if its time is, over, I guess. Much like how this is like the optimistic tune of the future. Because Blue Destination, although it's absolutely beautiful, it's like really sad. Okay, music nerdery over, but this is a Falcom game. They are rather well known for their music, for good reason, and so I have to talk about it a little bit. There is one thing I am very happy to say about Leeves, and probably every other town in this game, especially compared to Crossbell.
What would that be, Daymon? That they're small?
Got it in one, Billy. Got it in one. So this is Barney's. Yep. Seems pretty normal. Barney's Inn. This is the first time I've come here during the day, but it's a really nice place. I should order something.
Yes, you should. That way you can learn the recipe.
Yo, Schwarzer. You here for a drink too? Oh, Randolph. Wait, you're not drinking, are you? Don't worry. I mean, yeah, I am, but I'm totally used to it.
It's a free day, it's fine.
It's not what it looks like. Guy in my position can't go around knocking back the hard stuff. I just act like I do. Well, not during the day, at least. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Really like getting punched in the gut. I don't believe you. I'm telling you, it's non-alcoholic, but the atmosphere makes the drink, you know? Daisy, pour me another, okay?
I'll be right there.
Oh my God, do not overdo this. He's acting like he's already a regular here. Is he doing it on purpose? Or maybe this is just how he always is.
I'm getting some Instructor Sarah vibes.
Oh no, this is absolutely a Randy Orlando special. He becomes a regular at every place he goes, like instantly. He is amazing at becoming a regular. I like how in Trails, a boutique is where you go to buy armor.
Well, you know, it's important to have a wide variety of skills.
Well, you know, most of the armor you wear, quote-unquote armor, is just clothes. I had a bunch of Mishi goods and some palms. What? No Kagemaru? The Pawn Boutique seems to be a privately owned clothing store. As opposed to a publicly owned clothing store?
How does that work?
What would that even be? They'll sell you burlap sacks. They have clothes for both men and women, as well as miscellaneous goods and stuffed animals. A lot of stuffed animals. This might be a good place to get a gift for Elise. I wonder if she likes Mishi.
She'll like anything Rean gives her.
Nyo Swayon Imports, is it? Nyo Swayon. They've got a lot of food and goods from the east, which only makes sense. Oh wow, it is a named person!
Hey, young fella, want to talk over here?
What if I do? Me?
Sorry for talking to you out of the blue.
Your name is Rod and you run a store called Nyo Swayon? Not what I was expecting.
Aren't you an instructor from Thors' new branch campus? Not to mention the famous Ashen Chevalier?
Well, yeah.
I see. You're an impressive young man. So, I'll give you this. I'm sure you'll make better use of it than I.
A fishing rod?
Yes! Time to spend hours fishing.
His fishing rod? It's the latest model from the Lake Lord Company.
Oh, are you a fisherman too? Why would I randomly gift you that if I didn't suspect that?
My friend from school was in the Imperial Fishing Club, so I've dabbled a little.
You don't say. The Imperial Fishing Club is the pride of the Lake Lord Company.
In Crossbell, at the point in time where things get really bad inside Crossbell, the Imperial Fishing Club, which didn't exactly have the best reputation, they kind of come in and beat up the local fishermen. I mean, not physically, but they're really mean.
Just beat them up with their poles.
Like, they end up living in a shack out on, like, the outskirts, in the middle of nowhere on a highway. And it's funny, when you wander by and talk to them at that point, they're like, what? Are you feeling pity for us? Get out of here. Don't worry. We can beat up some monsters if we have to. We've got Enigma 2s, too.
Wow! That's kind of an awesome thing about Trails. Anyone can have the capability of fighting monsters and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and for instance, you would expect the military to be able to successfully fight and defeat monsters, and they can and do, and when you fight them, they're tougher.
Strong.
They're tougher than monsters.
Yeah. When I was younger, I traveled all over the continent of Zemuria. I used some of my connections to join the Fishermen's Guild, headquartered in the Burrow.
The Fishermen's Guild, huh?
They're like the Imperial Fishing Club's rival. They used to hate each other, but now they're on good terms.
Huh, interesting. Wonder what happened.
The fishing gear I gave you was recently given to me by the Lake Lord Company.
Oh, I see. But even so, I can't accept such an extravagant gift.
No, it's fine. I'm just doing my part to spread the love of fishing. In fact, if you can fish more and teach your students how, that would be great.
I think I'll just farm Sepith by fishing, actually. No, I don't know how the fishing works in this game. It's been different in every one of them. Oh, I see. Fishing could be a good facilitator for communication. Oh, thanks, I appreciate it. It's important to have access to all the mini-games from the beginning.
You're welcome. Here, take this too. It's some bait.
Nice to get this out of the way.
Once you start filling up the notebook, please show it to me. I'll give you points. Once you catch a certain amount of different types of fish, I'll give you gifts. Leeves have some really good fishing spots, so fish away!
All right, I will. Thanks for all this stuff out of nowhere. I mean, did you give it to Randy when he stopped by?
Don't worry about it. Make sure you get enough rest. Also, if you bring me some fish, I've got a variety of items to trade for them. I hope you come back to Nyo Swayon soon.
You got it.
Excellent.
Carnegie Book and Game. I was gonna say, what do you mean game? But then I remembered all the card game stuff.
I'm hoping for Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, you might get it. There's a lot of board games too. And see over there? Well, those are books and there's a bookstore, so that makes sense. Carnegie Books and Games. Like the name implies, it sells books and a ton of toys to boot. Looks like a pretty nice place. And here we have Leeves Chapel. I have a whole lot to say about the Septian Church. I'm not going to do any of it right now, and I'll wait until it becomes important. Regardless, I don't know what other people tend to think of the church, but I am a humongous fan of the Septian Church. If I had to, like, pick my own particular place to belong to, it'd probably be with them.
Or the Bracer Guild.
I mean, the Bracers are great, but, you know, I just can't lie. The church is my favorite. Go Wazzy. Also, have been calling that Gaius was actually part of the Gralsritter for years. Adios, the goddess of the sky. Leeves Chapel is similar in size to the one in Trista. Ever since I started working, I haven't been able to come by here, but I should pray. I think I've got the lay of the land now.
Oh no!
Judging by his clothes, looks just like a delivery person. I'll put my glasses on just in case, though.
The Kapua Delivery Service!
Yep. Now,
yes!
you haven't seen the Kapua Delivery Service since 3rd, but they actually are in a side quest in Azure.
That's awesome! I love the Kapuas!
I feel like Billy and I are the only people that like Josette Kapua. She's not as bad in 3rd as people say. She's just fine. I mean, she's not Richard, but like...
No one's Richard!
Like what, you have to be the strongest character in your party in Trails?
With the most broken craft?
Or you're totally worthless? But she's terrible in SC. Basically unusable. Excuse me, now that I am professional and adult looking, is there a problem?
I like that he put on his glasses for this. This is more than just a problem. I'm the new guy at my delivery company.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't recognize him.
And some of my deliveries are addressed to places I've never even heard of. Do you have any idea where Thors Branch Campus is?
Well, I mean, it's no wonder you haven't heard of it. It is pretty new, though I just have the feeling that if you were to walk a little more into the center of town and then turn your head from side to side, you'd be able to, make a pretty good guess.
On top of that, there are 2 other places I can't find. And I have other deliveries to make today, too. I'm not gonna make them at this rate. Even standing here talking, I'm running out of time! Time! Kill me!
Is there any way I can help?
Excellent! I can tutorialize you about quests to get instructor points.
I'm actually an instructor at Thors Branch Campus, so...
Really? If you could help me, that'd be great!
It'll be no trouble at all. You said there were 3 places you couldn't find? The Branch Campus aside, what are the other 2?
I can't find Leeves! One is the 9 Volley Exchange, and the other's called Radio Trista.
Well, we have to have an excuse to go into the other places. Hooray, 9 Volley.
I don't know if they're new or what, but I've never heard of either of them. Oh, and the package from the Branch Campus is going to someone named Sandy.
Got it. I'll get these 3 packages to their owners. Trista Radio Station, huh? A lot's happened since back then, but I certainly never expected to hear that name here. As in, not in Trista.
Right?
I didn't see Sandy at the dorms, so I'd better check around the campus for her. And it should be easy enough to swing by the exchange shop.
These are the packages. Thank you so much. I'm passing it off to you so I don't have to actually learn where they are.
Alright, I guess it's useful for now, but later I'll actually demand, something in return.
Thanks! I've got to go make my other deliveries now. So in order to confirm the packages were received, can we meet back here when we're both done?
Wow! That was way more professional than just, abandoning them.
If I don't do my job properly, the boss... Ugh.
I bet so. Yeah, that works for me. It is the quest tutorial. 9 Volley. Out in a corner. Not suspicious at all. In the Crossbell games, 9 Volley was run by this lady named Ashley. You never had any idea what her background was. She might have been a Jaeger, or she just might have been someone who only does business with the underworld and with Jaeger Corps. She was very open about the fact that she was running a completely illegal shop. And the police would frequently talk to her, not because she was suspicious, but she was kind of like an informant. She would give them information, but she'd never give them too much information.
Because she dealt with the underworld.
It was better for the police to let 9 Volley operate than not.
That's really funny.
And when Crossbell was under attack at one point, she comes out there with a frickin' multiple rocket launcher. Her and her daughter, who was a totally quote-unquote normal little girl, were very colorful. I was actually surprised they didn't have portraits. Her daughter was like any other normal girl her age. I mean, you couldn't tell how old she was. 8, 9, 12, who knows? she was very interested in normal girl things, like swords, axes, disassembling and reassembling rifles in relatively quick amounts of time.
You know.
And it was the exchange shop, so you got all types of really good stuff there.
Look at your puppy dog.
Cerberus!
That's adorable.
Huh? What's this puppy doing here? Does he belong to the shop owner? I want to take him home. I guess it's just going to be a weapons store instead of an exchange shop, which is maybe a little sad. This should be one of the delivery destinations, I think. This shop is... It's really dim in here in the back alley.
One can almost call it shady.
That's weird.
Oh, good, because I'm sure this is the daughter, and so this way she even gets a voice. And a portrait and everything.
Could have sworn I put the RPG launcher in here.
Yep, that's her.
It's a memento from her mother.
It's the right hair and everything. That's amazing. I am so happy.
I leave it sitting in the shipping container, maybe?
Also, at one point, Prince Oliver, as Olivier, he's running around Crossbell doing silly things, in disguise, of course. And anyway, he's on top of Nine Volley, like playing his lute, trying to break up a fight, and doing his usual like ridiculousness as Olivier. And she comes up on the roof and is like, "What are you doing? You're so loud. It's bothering me." And then she starts like trying to push him off the building. It was great. And then she pushes him down the stairs. Did I just hear that right?
Oh, you a customer?
Pretend you didn't hear that.
Oh, Jingo.
Welcome to the exchange shop, Nine Volley.
I am so happy. I had just said I wish that they were characters, and she has been promoted to one.
You want bullets? Pills? We can get pretty much whatever.
Yeah. So, what do you have? Oh, well, I've got a delivery here for you.
Feels vaguely guttish.
This is actually pretty heavy. For some reason, I think I shouldn't shake it too much or it might explode. Ooh, this is the RF gun unit I got legally.
I like how she added that legally at the end.
She learned from her mother. Nice, that was pretty quick. The way she said that, does that mean she gets things illegally too?
Don't read so much into it.
So you said this was an exchange shop, right? What is it you exchange? Huh? Well, the goods, of course. I am a broker, you know. And you... seems like you've been through some tough battles. Okay, you pass. I'll let you buy off the black market. Yep. Hasn't changed. Hasn't changed. I can also offer you some weapons eventually, if you like. This place is way too, as Billy said, shady. Can I talk to the owner here? What do you mean? I am the owner. Well, since the main store's in Crossbell, this is just a branch store. But I'm already 12. I was right, she was 8. But I'm already 12, so you better not treat me like some kid. Oh, sorry about that. I feel in danger.
I like her sunglasses.
I'm guessing this place is a broker for the black market?
Should I report this?
Either way, it may be worth my time to check up on the place every so often. And she's even in the notebook. Here we are in Leeves in Radio Trista. Something's wrong. I see it's the same building. Like they just picked up the place and carried it to the other side of Heimdall. Radio Trista? I didn't expect to see them here. I had heard that with all the reforms they made at the main campus, broadcasting is now heavily restricted in Trista.
That's why they're here.
I wonder what happened to the guy who was working at the radio station.
So, you came to me.
Yes?
Huh? It is Monk!
Yes!
And he's graduated to Has a Voice.
That's awesome.
Monk?
I was planning on coming to talk with you. I didn't expect you to find me first, though.
I never ever expected that he would have the voice of a 50-year-old smoking man.
I don't have a last name.
Welcome to Radio Trista. It's been a while, Rean.
I had to smoke like 50 packs of cigarettes to get my radio voice.
I don't think that's how it works.
I would have offered you some tea had you been seated. What business do you have with us today?
Oh, well... Blah blah package.
I see. You haven't changed at all. I can always count on you for a story to talk about on the radio.
You're going to take advantage of me, aren't you? Well, you haven't changed either. What's in the package, anyway?
Oh, this is some recording equipment for the radio. Since we don't have the capital or manpower, I've been fixing the minor issues on my own.
Oh, I see. That's different.
Uh-huh.
I was really surprised to hear that you're now the director.
Really?
Not really at all, actually. You must have been working hard.
Well, yes. Trying to sell a show is really hard, but I think this is the best career for me.
It's the only thing he ever cared about. I wonder if we're going to run into any of the other Thors graduates.
I hope so.
So, have you completely abandoned Trista?
Well, yeah. Our building is still there, but
I was wondering if you just carried it.
we've been feeling increased pressure from all directions over the past few years.
Government propaganda, local concern, and then changing Trista as Cedric comes in and authoritarians the place or something.
Anyhow, I'm really happy to be working in the same town as you.
Yeah, me too.
So, there are two things I want to tell you.
Okay then, tell me already.
They're pretty important. First of all, can you go visit the chapel after your deliveries?
I guess?
I'm sure you'll have an interesting encounter.
Okay. Probably Rosine is the sister there.
That would be pretty awesome.
Also, from chatting with one of the people in town, she said that her child really likes the new sister. It just makes sense to run into Rosine. An encounter? Could he mean... Oh, no way, that'd be too weird. Those guys can't be right.
The other thing is, there will be an interesting show on Radio Trista tonight.
Abend time?
It starts at 9 p.m. Please make sure to listen to it.
Oh, and the Abend, huh? Yeah, okay, I'll definitely be listening.
That's about it. Sorry for taking up your time.
No, I should be sorry for dropping by unannounced like I did. I'll talk to you later, Monk.
See ya. Oh, and let me give you my Arcus contact info.
That way I can give you a scoop if something really important happens. No, it's nice because it feels like...
Reconnecting with your old classmates, because even though Monk and them weren't in Class 7, they were still classmates that Rean spent time with.
You spend a lot of time with these people.
And they're the ones supporting you at the very end.
Yeah, okay. I guess we're gonna run into at least a bunch of them.
That's awesome. His saggy, sleep-deprived eyes. Do you really have nothing better to do with your time? Once this area is cleaned up, all I need to do is add the finishing touches. But before that...
Professor Schmidt seems really busy, so I'll run away before he notices me.
You do that. Schwarzer, is that you? Perfect timing. You're going to be helping me with my experiments today, so be at the ready.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
Oh God, fear.
This is such a nice spot for gardening, but it's just going to waste. All right then, I'll take care of this spot as part of my club activities.
As part of them?
Oh, hello, Instructor Rean.
Club activities? Oh right, you started a cooking club with Tita, right?
Yeah, I was thinking I could use this spot to grow some fruits and vegetables.
That's kind of interesting. No, I see, that's not a bad idea.
I'm kind of cheating, right? Actually, just this morning, Freddy from Combat Tactics said he wanted to join the cooking club too.
Okay, alright.
He said he'd show us his cooking this evening.
Sandy, I have to warn you, do not eat it. Don't. Oh, that sounds Great. So is that what he was cooking earlier? I'd better not engage. I'm glad to hear things are going well. The students should treat this as a character-building exercise. Have fun, you guys. Let me know if there's anything I can help out with.
Such as antacids. Yes, thank you.
Oh, right, I almost forgot.
Is something the matter?
Yeah, there was a delivery for you.
Thank you.
I'm surprised it got here so quickly. But with this, I can start planning today.
Oh, did you order some gardening tools?
Sure did. To tell you the truth, I've had my eye on this spot for a while. I had my shovel and gardening scissors sent here from home.
Oh, I see. Well, enjoy yourself. Okay, that takes care of all the deliveries and everything around town except the bonding events.
Woo!
Should head back to the station.
I know I've just been standing here the entire time, but I promise I did my deliveries.
Sorry for the wait. Looks like you already finished.
Oh no, I just delivered the last one a few moments ago. Looks like you were able to get everything where it needed to go.
Yeah, here are the receipts.
Sweet! Yep, it all checks out. Man, I wouldn't have been able to make it if not for you. You really pulled me out of the fire there. I'll make sure to get here earlier next time so this doesn't happen again.
You're the new guy, and I still need to get introduced to everything and everyone. You may have noticed. No worries. I'm sure it's rare for so many new addresses to pop up at once. But in spite of all that, everyone was happy to get their deliveries sooner than they expected. What's your guys' secret?
We used to be sky bandits. Well, actually, we use a light airship for transporting packages.
The Copwood delivery service has a reputation for being very fast. Maybe not like amazingly reliable, but reliable enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It's rare to see a private company using an airship in Erebonia.
Yeah, we're the only ones who do.
They already had the airship, of course, because they were the Sky Bandits. Erebonia doesn't have a lot of airships.
It doesn't, no. We're fast, we're reliable. You can always count on Kapua Delivery Service.
Quite the spiel. Kapua Delivery Service, huh? I'll keep you guys in mind the next time I need to send something.
Oh, and by the way, you're that famous Ashen Chevalier, aren't you?
Wow, you knew that?
Who doesn't?
I should have figured you'd notice sooner or later.
It was pretty surprising to hear that someone like you became a teacher. Oh man, I've got to head out to the next delivery, ASAP. Thanks again for all your help today, like a rope ladder descends from above and he climbs it.
No worries. There he goes.
Jib away!
Off into the sky. Academic points, they're called. Come on, Rosine!
It has to be her.
Yay, I just like the Septian Church. One of these days I'm going to talk about that, but... Oh, looks like Sunday school's over.
Goodbye, sister.
Yes, goodbye. Be careful on your way home.
Of course it's her. I could tell just from the hair.
Well, and, she had a voice. Yay! Why aren't you a party member yet?
Thank you for coming. It's been some time, Rean.
Of course, she just knew he was here.
Oh, of course she did.
She would be rather well informed. The Septian Church, I'm not going to give a lecture on why I like it or things about it that are really cool or anything right now, but just in case you maybe didn't play through a New Game Plus of Cold Steel or see it somewhere, kind of unsurprisingly, it turns out that the history teacher at the old Thors campus, or the normal Thors campus, Thomas Lysander, was the second dominion of the Gralsritter, and that Rosine was his squire.
I wonder if she's been upgraded to knight by now.
She may be a knight at this point. They are the, let's say, rather important task force arm of the Septian Church. The Gralsritter and Ouroboros are essentially parallel organizations that I don't want to say primarily oppose each other because that doesn't appear to be the case.
But they do often clash.
Yes. In every single one of these games, the church has supported whoever the protagonist is. Not necessarily super openly, but, in Sky, there was Kevin, and then ultimately Reese, but Kevin was, quietly working with the other good guys.
Right.
In Crossbell, Wazzy and Abbas and Kevin and Reese were quietly supporting the protagonists until they weren't quietly supporting the protagonists and came in frickin' force.
As quietly as Wazzy does anything.
Well, Kevin was the one who was loud, but then in Steel, although the church has a much smaller presence,
at least in 1 and 2, they're probably going to have a bigger one in 3 and 4.
Thomas was most definitely supporting the protagonists, and when it was time for him to get going, he jumped out at Valflame Palace and was like, all right, this is going to kill all of us if we don't do this right. So he just started giving them all the information they needed and helped them get through it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know from what point Gaius was part of the Gralsritter, but from almost the dang near beginning of the series, I was like, okay, Gaius has got to be with the church. It's true that there's a lot of things that the Septian Church, or specifically the Gralsritter, doesn't really talk about. They keep a lot of secrets, but they're always on the right side.
And when it comes down to it, when it's time to tell the good guys what's up, they usually don't have a problem doing that.
We've had several church members as main characters, and they've all been, even though they haven't been telling us everything, they can't. Nobody, like Sarah, doesn't tell people everything about what the Bracers are up to.
Yeah.
They've all been people you can trust. As weird as he is, like ultimately in Crossbell, you can trust Wazzy. So anyway, Rosine is in the same organization, in the same military capacity, so... Wait, Rosine?!
Have you no capacity for foresight? For something?
Foreshadowing?
Yes.
The way Monk was talking, I thought someone I knew would be here, but I never expected you, of all people, to come to Leeves. Why didn't you come say hello to me? You clearly knew I was here. Hey, come to think of it.
Yeah?
Why didn't Monk come say hello to me? He knew I was here.
That's a good question.
I'm sorry. It's just that I've been so busy, I didn't have the time. Besides, Monk told me it would be better to surprise you.
So it is his fault, huh? Well, I am happy to see you again, though. This takes me back to when we were both students. I remember you were always helping out at the church in Trista. I guess that's because you, in fact, were with the church.
Oh, well, that makes sense. It seems like so long ago, doesn't it? But now you're an instructor at Thors Branch Campus. You're following the path you set for yourself.
Just like you, huh? That scene in Cold Steel 2, it was like a quest, I guess, with Rosine. Like, it actually ended up being surprisingly, effectively romantic. I really liked it, though. It's one that really stuck out with me.
As someone who is rooting for you from afar, I'm happy for you.
Second among the Dominion, in fact. I stand at the right hand of our leader, and am known by some as the Partitioner.
Okay, I don't know about that second among the Dominion thing. Just like Ouroboros, there's Enforcer number 1, Enforcer number 2, Enforcer number 3.
One for each card of the Tarot.
Right. Well, I don't know about something like the Tarot, but again, the Enforcers are numbered. The 10th Enforcer, the 11th Enforcer,
right.
Okay? There's the 1st Dominion, the 2nd Dominion, the 3rd Dominion, the 5th Dominion, the 7th Dominion. It's not like a hierarchy where one is above or below another. It's just... By saying second among the Dominion, it's not keeping the parallel structure.
Right.
But, I mean, Thomas is the 2nd Dominion. Now, it's true that Ein Selnot is the 1st Dominion. We haven't really seen her much, but she's, like, mentioned in some backstory in 3rd, because she's really important to Kevin. But I don't think that means that Thomas is the 2nd in command.
But you already know my real name, of course. I've never hidden that from you. I am and shall always be Thomas Lysander.
They've never hidden their names, ever.
Yeah.
I'm a squire, tasked with supporting him in the execution of his duties. You could say I'm an apprentice knight of the Gralsritter.
I think I understand why you came to Leeves. It has to do with your affiliation with that scripture, right? You mean congregation?
I'll talk about it some other time.
Please do.
I don't know if you'll believe me, but I was looking forward to seeing you again. Regardless of the mission that was given to me, my feelings are sincere.
Got it. Thanks, Rean. I don't have any reservations about helping you, just as you don't have any reservations about helping me.
Thank you, too.
I'm just gonna need to see some evidence of them being shady in any way, shape, or form.
Right?
For me to be any type of suspicious of them.
All the secrecy stuff they do is for a reason, you know?
If you look at it like that, wasn't Emma being just as secretive? Should we not trust Emma?
Well, I feel like we should trust Emma. What are you talking about?
Milliam was always super secretive and kept letting on, maybe I'm really doing everything in tandem with the intelligence division. Am I supposed to not trust Milliam?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
What about Risha Mao of Archon Shell? She kept her background a secret. There's a lot of secrets that she's still keeping. Was I not supposed to trust Risha?
Well, I haven't played the Crossbell games. I can't comment on that.
Even Randy hid his background and just kept making excuses for it. Or was I supposed to not trust Randy? All I'm getting at is that all manner of people hold back an enormous amount of information in trails. I mean, how long did it take before we found out that Sarah was a bracer? I mean,
That's true.
It was easy to suspect that she was, but she hid it from us. So I just don't see why the Septian Church holding back information means we're not supposed to trust them.
You made your point.
Later, Rean.
Please let me know if there's anything at all you need.
Will do. I'll stare at a bunch of children.
Rean, no.
All right, it's time to duel. Let's go to the game store.
Yeah! It's time for the blade game. Haha! No way I'll lose!
Kid noises. Well, those were the kids who were at Sunday school earlier, right? Looks like one of them dropped his Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, that? It's a card game that's been getting quite popular all across Erebonia lately. I always see the children playing it during recess.
This smells like another tutorial. I see. Well, it won't be a fair duel if they're missing this, which is clearly a key card. I'll go bring it to them so I can learn how to play.
Are you sure? You must be busy.
Oh, no worries. This is the point at the game where I learn about all the optional activities. I'm here now, so it's no trouble at all.
That's very kind of you. Thank you, and good day.
It's the kids from earlier. They're playing cards together. Oh, hi, Mr. Rean.
Did you want to play too?
Not exactly. I found this. Is this one of your cards?
Oh, that's my Blexi.
Blex.
Blex. I was wondering where it went. Thanks, Mr. Rean.
Vantage Masters. You're welcome.
Hey, do you want to play?
Yes.
I'll teach you how.
Vantage Masters, VM for short, is super duper fun. You can waste hours of your life for no reason. Waste hours of my life? Don't see why not.
Yay! Since you're a beginner, I guess you don't have any cards.
We could let you borrow ours, but...
I have a gift for our friendly instructor. It's a starter pack.
Hey, no fair!
But she gave them to us too, Zach. You sure?
Well, she's trying to spread the love of cards, of games.
Of games, yeah.
Of course. I've been handing them out to people that I think would be interested in the game, like these kids here. If you end up finding it fun, come by my store and buy some cards.
I have so many expenses, I don't know if I can justify it.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find them dropped off of monsters, too.
Sounds good to me! Now then, can you guys teach me?
Right on!
This is awesome and all, but... yeah, we'll come back to this.
Man, you're good.
Aw, you beat me.
Okay, that was awesome! I freaking love games like this. No, Daymon! You mustn't do nothing but play Vantage Masters!
There was a time in which you dabbled in Magic the Gathering and you terrified me because it was just like, oh god, it's Daymon now. What deck is he going to stomp us with? Here!
Oh, you gave me some cards. Even though this seems pretty obvious, what are these for?
It's one of the rules of Vantage Masters. When people play against each other, the loser needs to give the winner some cards.
Isn't that gambling? Isn't that actually horrible? Shouldn't you not do that? Well, I guess it only works this way for a video game.
Well, there are other rules too.
Oh, I see. So in other words, I should prey on the children to get their cards. That thrill is what makes Vantage Masters fun. The strong ruin the joy of the weak and take all of their things.
I can't wait to play Vantage Masters against McBurn for his rare card.
I see what you mean. More like you'll have to deal with Thomas or Azure Siegfried. The strategy aspect is pretty interesting too. I really might get addicted to this. I guess I too want to crush the weak.
Thanks for shopping with us.
Oh god, my money.
Oh, wait, aren't you the Ashen Chevalier?
Yeah.
You're not what I expected.
I was picturing someone more muscular and like 3 yards as tall, breathing fire and waving a giant axe. 3 yards tall, breathing fire and waving a giant axe.
Anyway, you are who you are. Thanks for playing today. Let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, if you don't mind going up against me, let's play again until I've ruined your parrots. I mean, I'll take all of your cards, then you'll be like, Mommy, the Ashen Chevalier is beating me up at this card game. I need more money to buy cards. And then before you know it, the family's had to mortgage their house to pay for the kids' card habit, so they're really just financing Rean.
I think you're looking at this the wrong way. An accurate way, but the wrong way.
Oh man, this is terrible. I can run around and just play cards? Well, I can see what I'll be doing in between recordings. Okay, my god, I did a lot this morning and all of it was running errands and learning about basic game presentation. The briefing starts at 3 p.m. It might be a little early, but I should head over to the tactical conference room and advance the farking story. Alright, Vantage Master is really fun! It's more Hearthstone than anything else. I wonder if we're ever going to be playing Blue Blanc or Campanella.
That'd be really awesome.
In the Crossbell games, there was a game you could play over the Orbital Net called Pomto. It was essentially like a cross between Dr. Mario and Puzzle Fighters, where you are trying to defeat the other person by playing Dr. Mario.
By making matches, yeah.
The music for it was so great. It was this glorious 8-bit exciting tune that just stuck in my head. And it was really fun. At one point, you actually do have to play Campanella for real.
Huh!
You have to beat him 2 out of 3 or something bad happens. Now, it's okay if you lose, but you get more detective points if you're actually able to win.
Excellent.
Also, in Crossbell, you do fight Campanella. In case you haven't played Sky, Campanella's this guy, and his enforcer number is 0. And on top of that, he is mysteriously a little boy who has not aged for some time.
Make of that what you will.
Anyway, when you do fight him directly, it's crazy. He makes up new status ailments. He does strange things with the positioning. It was so much fun. It's like a puzzle figuring out how to fight him. And so I'm hoping for more of that, because he was prominently featured in the opening of this game. Eventually, Michael, Toa, Randolph, and Principal Aurelia arrived, and the briefing began at 3 p.m. as scheduled. Kind of sinister, huh? No music, everyone's looking serious.
Well, Michael always looks serious.
Well, it's time. We starting this thing, or what? No need to rush. Not even I know the details of our special lessons. What, is it assigned directly from the government?
Maybe!
Only our chief instructor and our contact are privy to that information. Oh, really? The chief instructor is the one who has the information, the one from the Osborne Loyalist organization?
Well, nothing good can come of this. I apologize for the wait.
Our contact?
Is it someone else from the RMP?
Oh, I keep you guys waiting? Sorry, my bad.
Lechter!
It's Lechter! Huh.
Well, that makes sense.
Huh?
That voice!
Yeah. This is gonna be surprising.
No way!
And Milliam.
Yes!
Major Lechter! And that's... Milliam!
Man, I have such complicated feelings about Milliam. Billy less so. He just likes her a whole lot.
Insert lolicon joke here. Let's just get it out of the way now.
I just can't decide how much I can trust her.
Sup, Rean? Long time no see.
I half expect her to dive across the table and glomp his face. Yep, there it comes! Oh.
And there's your traditional reunion tackle.
Well, listen, next time, when you have to choose between Osborne
I knew tagging along with Lechter would be a good idea.
and Class 7, please choose Class 7 instead of Osborne. Okay?
We might be more trusting of you then.
I really felt betrayed, you know? That moment where she just, like, runs towards Osborne, then looks back at Class 7 with, like, a guilty look on her face, and then goes to Osborne. That really hurt. It really hurt a lot.
I've got another mission next week, and I didn't know when I'd get the chance to see you again. Congrats on graduating, Rean. And congrats on getting crazy tall, too.
But still, it's not like I don't like her.
Yeah.
Well, I've only grown like 5 reach. You don't seem like you've changed much. As energetic as ever, I see. Huh?
Milliam is going to love Randy.
Yeah.
If they actually spend time together, she'll just instantly join into Randy's little sister harem. Nothing untoward. It's just all the little girls that he takes care of.
Milliam, it's been so long.
Sheesh.
As for Lechter, he'll be working 18 different angles at once.
Been a while, Schwarzer. Didn't think I'd be running into you here.
Oh, of course you did! You know everything that's going on!
But hey, I'm glad the place you got tossed to is working out so well for you.
Not quite sure I understand what you're getting at. But it's good to see you again. It's been since the end of last year, right?
Ah, I see. They never really knew each other very well. Lechter didn't appear in Steel much, but
Till, like, the very end.
presumably they've gotten to know each other a bit more off-screen. Lechter, of course, features really prominently, not only in Crossbell, but also in Sky the Third, which is essentially his backstory, where you learn that you have no idea how to take him.
Right you are. A pleasure seeing you again too, Miss Herschel. The Major's not giving you a hard time, is he?
Oh no, we're all fine here.
If we could get to the matter at hand, Major Arundel.
And can't forget you. It's been a while since we saw each other too. Huh, Orlando?
Yeah, you were wearing a Hawaiian shirt and these really dumb sunglasses then.
I heard our leader asked you for quite the doozy of a favor. Sorry about that.
This isn't like you, Scarecrow. Yeah, it's a pain, but I still owe you one, so...
Lechter really did put his neck on the line.
That's why he's hard to understand.
Yeah.
Let's call it even, yeah?
Well, that's a weight off my chest.
If we could get back to the matter at hand, please.
Nobody cares about you. Let's just keep talking to Lechter and Milliam.
Then that leaves...
Oh, what's wrong, Iron Blood?
Like, yes, we're all in a good place now, and there's no tension, but, don't think I'm gonna forget, is what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about me. Go ahead. Continue with your reunions.
Officially, I'm the one in charge here, but clearly I have nothing to do with any of it. Which has actually got to really kind of hurt. It's
Yeah.
a little insulting.
Oh, no, very.
Nope, I need to make an introduction now. Imperial Army Intelligence Division, Special Affairs, Major Lechter Arundel. It's an honor to meet you.
Oh, I suppose this is the first time we've met like this, isn't it? Though considering the events that led me here, it certainly doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Thank you for your kind words.
The look on his face.
Yeah, you can't ignore that.
Wow! She's the Golden Rakshasa?
Major Lecter's certainly formidable himself, but...
I can feel the tension in the air.
Anyway, let's get to the main topic.
Thank you.
We seem to have majors from both the RMP and Intelligence Agency here today.
I can tell who won the war. Go on, boys. Tell us what we're doing.
Ouch!
Now then, what sort of fascinating things will you tell us, I wonder?
Uh-huh.
This is...
Oh, has Toa joined the not voiced in important scenes crowd?
I see.
Can't say I was expecting that. Not one bit. I'd call that the textbook definition of a sacrificial pawn. So, whose organization was it that thought this up? Chief Instructor Michael? Major Arundel?
It was the Intelligence Agency in conjunction with the RMP.
You know what I think of Lechter? That he's a very honest liar. He throws himself into everything he does with so much passion and laziness and passionate laziness. If there's a way for him to waste time or to do something fun instead of what he's supposed to be doing, he'll do it, except it turns out he was actually doing what he was supposed to do all along better than anybody ever expected that he would.
It's a very complicated character.
I mean, I like I said before, I still think that Lechter is an Anguis of Ouroboros. But I mean, who knows how many sides he's working?
He's on every side. He's also a Dominion.
That might be pushing it. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns out to be the main villain of the series. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that he is an Anguis. And I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that even though he's an Anguis, he is actually completely on your side and has been on your side the entire time and is completely against whoever the actual bad guys are. None of those would surprise me in any way, shape, or form. He also, in Sky Third and a little bit in Azure, he's kind of like Chloe, like Princess Claudia of Liberl. He's her love interest.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was really nice in Azure seeing them get to interact like that. There's a lot of tension. Anyway.
Well, to be perfectly honest, it came from Chancellor Gilead Osborne himself.
Of course it did.
Under the advisement of the Governor-General of Crossbell, His Excellency Rufus Albarea. But this plan is just too much! There have been disturbances in the west half of the Empire. Multiple Jaeger Corps have been spotted, as well as agents of the Society Ouroboros.
Disturbances? Ouroboros, huh?
Thor's newly established branch campus will be tasked with handling these threats?
Let's send the students we're training to go deal with this. However, it makes a bit more sense considering that they've got, a company of Panzer Soldats.
Yeah, a bunch of highly trained people here, actually.
Yeah, Aurelia Le Guin, Randolph Orlando, the Ashen Chevalier, an expert administrator that everyone wanted.
And the developer of the Panzer Soldats.
Yeah, as well as the granddaughter of another one of Epstein's disciples who has a good reputation in her own right.
These kids just started school, and you want to send them to engage in actual combat against threats like these?
No. The scary people will be doing the actual combat, but they'll be backing them up. Also, that's why we really need to get to the soldat training.
They're just being used as scapegoats. They'll die out there.
Toa. She's absolutely right.
However, this is one of the conditions that allowed for the establishment of this school in the first place. He doesn't seem too happy about that. As I'm sure you're all aware, tensions between the Empire and the Republic of Calvart have never been higher. Our entire eastern border sees skirmishes on a daily basis. Just the other day, a major battle took place in the Nord Highlands.
I see that the proxy war has... Well, it's getting a little hotter. In Nord?
Really?
How'd things get so bad in the first place?
Well, first we took over Crossbell, and then it all just kind of spiraled out of control from there.
Yeah, after occupying Crossbell, they did straight up fight with some Republican units, so... I guess that's kind of how things are gonna be, whether it goes into a full-scale war or not. Thanks, Osborne. You're so great, provoking all this war.
To be perfectly honest, the intelligence agency and the RMP are both completely tied up at the moment. We're fighting an information war along the entire east of the Empire, including Crossbell and Northumbria. Yep, pretty much. After this, I'm heading to the Croydon province myself for my mission.
I see. Is that something you should just blurt out?
That's an Orion special!
If you say so.
As a result of all this, resources and troops have had to be diverted from the western half of the Empire. Thus, we are concerned there's a strong possibility we will be targeted for attack there.
So that's where this plan comes into play. Yeah, exactly.
The mysterious Society Ouroboros, with which I have absolutely no ties to.
Why would anyone think that? Says everyone other than the player.
They were the ones pulling the strings during the Civil War, during the Northern War.
Were they really?
Oh, you can trust me. Come on, man.
Were they really pulling the strings during the Civil War?
Hey, who's the chief of the intelligence division here?
Well, I guess to a large extent, but not the entire extent. I wouldn't say that they're even the people who are mainly responsible. Then in Crossbell, they weren't really doing anything. They seemed to be there literally to pick up equipment, aka the Ion Type Alpha, and to headhunt certain extremely valuable individuals. And that's about it.
Nah, man, you gotta get with the narrative, you know? They were the cause of the turmoil in Crossbell and even the strange events in Liberl.
Okay, now they were totally the cause of the strange events in Liberl. Do you want to know what is also in every single one of these places that has been mentioned?
What would that be?
Gilead Osborne.
No, you're looking far too much into it.
Furthermore, we're getting this information from Gilead Osborne. Comes directly from the Chancellor himself, and so he's pinning the blame for everything quote-unquote bad on Ouroboros, who he wants to destroy.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I mean, destroying Ouroboros seemed probably fine, but he's attributing far too much influence to them.
In addition, the 10 or so elite Jaeger corps that, at times, work for Ouroboros have been spotted. According to our info at the intelligence agency, all these groups appear to be on the move.
Oh, really? So you're saying Red Constellation works for Ouroboros, does it? You want to know who I seem to remember Red Constellation working for?
Is it Chancellor Osborne?
How'd you guess? Now, at first they worked for Osborne, and then they were hired by Dieter Croix. But they were never working for or with Ouroboros to the tiniest amount, I guess. There were associations, but Zephyr, I mean, we all remember Zephyr from Cold Steel 2. Can you really get Zephyr and Red Constellation to work on the same team?
Well, if they're professional enough.
Yeah, you're right, and nobody's more professional than them.
This plan is necessary. We need to have some way to stop them.
So let's send high school students to all die.
Don't you ever watch anime?
What?
Nothing. And of course, we will not be deploying the students to known lines of battle.
Right, exactly.
While undertaking these field exercises, we would have the most advanced technology, such as Panzer Soldats, on hand to protect them. In addition, the branch campus will also receive its very own armored train for use in these exercises.
Are you serious? We're actually gonna get trains? I cannot wait! It's gonna be the best thing I've ever seen! Oh, life is so good for me to receive my very own train!
Down, Pablo, down! We're having a meeting. I like him.
Trains! Okay, seriously though, aren't we just a straight up military force?
Yeah. This is really suspect.
An armored train? Isn't that a little overkill?
That had to cost a fortune. What can I say? We had a good budget. Besides, it won't be the only use for it. On top of all that, we've got the Ashen Chevalier, one of the best tacticians in Crossbell, and the Crimson Wings. Your students' lives will be in your hands, too. No pressure.
We have the Courageous. The Crimson Wings.
Yeah, right?
We really are suddenly a task force from Gundam.
Huh. Well, I suppose with the heavier robot leaning of this game, that kind of makes sense.
This is messed up. What am I even doing here? Now I understand. Quite an interesting plan. Get a bunch of youngsters together, give them the state-of-the-art military equipment, the greatest in the entire world, and send them off to fight your enemies or whatever. Training exercises that allow us to prepare for and deter an invisible threat. It could even be said it embodies both the world as a battlefield and foundation of the world philosophies of our school. Well, I guess that's true, but... Thors Branch Campus acknowledges the necessity for this plan. Now, tell us where and when the first field exercise will be had.
Understood. It'll take place in the south of the Sutherland province, near St. Arc. The when will be Friday night, April 21st. You'll arrive there via the armored train Derflinger.
Derflinger!
Look, I didn't make these names.
I don't know German. I mean, I know a few words.
Now that frickin' bombshell's been dropped. I know there's nothing we could have done, but this whole thing still makes me feel bad.
Doesn't it feel like everyone here is a prisoner?
Yeah!
Like there's somehow, not somehow, the somehow part is obvious. Like everyone here is being coerced, and the only way they can stay in the good graces of the government, or rather avoid being placed into the bad graces of the government,
or worse than they already are, so to speak,
is to go along
with this nonsense.
I mean, it's forgetting the students even. It's just sending a mob of people you'd rather get rid of straight to the front lines.
Yeah.
And you know, if they fail, what's the loss, really? And if they succeed, that was what you wanted them to do.
Scummy. Yeah, I had no idea this was such a big operation. Now I feel like I showed up at a real bad time for you guys. No, it's not your fault, Million.
It was all decided the minute the campus was founded. And even I've noticed the western side of the Empire's looking a little thin.
Yeah, but as someone from the intelligence agency, I still feel kind of bad.
So Rean says he's noticed that the western side of the Empire is looking thin. Meanwhile, we know nothing about the western side of the Empire.
How we should have listened during his classes. If I'd have known about this, I could have given you a heads up through Eustace or something.
That probably wouldn't have been a great idea.
I'm sure it was pretty confidential information.
Well, Milliam's an equal opportunity leaker, I suppose.
Don't phrase it like that. What? You're still here? Instructor Herschel, I'll need you to arrange our travel plans early next week. Understood. We heading home already, Lechter? Not quite yet. I just need to transfer over some info from the intelligence agency to Rean right here. I mean, it'll take a little while. Find something to keep yourself busy in the meantime. Actually, hey Schwarzer, think you can babysit for a bit?
Well, nobody's really gonna argue with this. What, spend time with Milliam? Oh no! If she hasn't poisoned me yet, she's not going to. Yeah, sure thing.
Hey, why are you treating me like I'm some kid?
Because you make faces like that.
Well, whatever. I guess it's fine as long as Rean is showing me around. No discipline at all. Just try not to cause any trouble, understood?
Milliam, this is an official order from Rean. Cause trouble.
Hell yeah, it's Milliam time! Well, see you later. Have fun.
Try and leave part of Leeves standing, will ya?
Whew. Well, I'm off to the library to do some research. There are some documents I want to investigate for the field exercises.
Oh, yeah? Well, don't work yourself too hard.
Oh, you know me, Rean. He's right, Prez. You always go full throttle when it comes to stuff like this. You gotta take it easy sometimes.
I don't think she knows how.
Well, I'll try to be careful. Thanks, you two. See you later. If you need anything, please give me a call. And Milliam, please put on something different. That's embarrassing. Hey, good for you. You get to work with the class Prez.
Oh, leave me alone.
Looks like she's working herself to the bone with everyone's requests, as usual.
Speaking of which, those are some really short shorts.
I more meant the fact that you can see the sides of her chest. Like, whoa, who designs these outfits?
Well, pretty much. I've been relying on her, too. Hopefully she'll let me repay the favor. Anyway, how about I show you around the campus and the town?
Oh, heck yeah! Let's get going! Look at that! Look at that! That is some borderline fetishistic stuff.
And thus we have reached the end of the morning of April 16th, the first free day. But wait, you ask, what about the bonding events? What about the Thors students?
What about all that delicious, delicious side content you tuned into BSG for? Well, don't worry, we've got you covered with a new way to waste our time and yours.
Well, you don't have to put it like that.
Yes, I do.
Well, in any case, what we've decided to do is to keep the main story progression in the main numbered episodes. Since, of course, we're doing all the non-main story progression stuff, and we have a lot of fun with it, we're giving it to you too. So all the character stuff, all the bonding events, all the side quests, and eventually the books are going to be in the side episodes. So the next one that we're going to release is going to be 6A. It's the stuff we really enjoy. It's what makes Trails special and has kept it in our hearts for years and years and years.
But we appreciate that not everyone has the same taste as us, and that's fine. So the side stuff will be there for you if you want it, and if you don't want it, well, we'll be sad.
But one salutation! Or not, it's your call, you rats.